It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Now, this might be surprising, but South Africa is facing a massive sanitation crisis, especially in our schools, where it affects a huge amount of young people. Now, in fact, it's reported that since 2017, over 3,800 primary schools do not have access to clean or safe toilets. And when we couple that with the raging pandemic, you have a crisis that needs urgent attention. But the incredible team at DOMESTOS are fighting to protect the dignity of our future generations. And they've initiated multiple means to combat the sanitation crisis and enabled us to be a part of that solution. And joining us this morning to unpack the work being done through their Janitors program is Andiswa Xaba, the Assistant Brand Manager from Unilever. I love and hate this conversation because I love the fact that we are talking about it and seeing how much work has already been done. But whenever I have to do my research into the space, the stories are horrifying of what young children have to go through every day. And I just keep thinking, imagine the terror of every day going to the bathroom being the scariest part of your day. I just can't wrap my head around it. So thank you so much for putting in the work that you are doing. It's not just about the children and keeping them safe, it's about changing the narrative and the culture around sanitation within our schools. And a big part of that is working with the janitors themselves. So how does the Janitors program work?
It is a tough conversation to have, but it's very necessary. And we've already spoken about the negative impact that poor sanitation can have on children, from the lack of dignity to exposing children to illness-causing germs. But above and beyond spreading dangerous diseases, we know that unsafe sanitation can have a really big impact on a child's future going forward. And so when we initially decided to address the issue of sanitation in schools, our program focused mainly on infrastructure. So we looked to refurbish toilets, we looked to make sure that schools had proper working toilets. Later on in 2017, we launched the schools program with the Department of Basic Education. We train and teach school learners how to practice good hygiene. But what we realized is that there was a gap in our response to this crisis. And while our infrastructure programs and our behavior change programs in schools are very necessary, we know that we can't offset lasting change without ensuring ongoing, long-lasting maintenance and management of school toilets. And that's where the janitor program came in. And through the janitor program, we train janitors in schools and teach them how to properly maintain healthy, hygienic, working school toilets for learners. We also provide schools within the program with cleaning supplies and protective gear to facilitate the maintenance.
I love that. The fact that you are creating a sense of pride around something that has been seen as such a negative association for so long is amazing, but you're investing in the human capital, and that is sustainable. I'm sure through this journey there have been some highlights. What stood out for you so far?
Lots. I mean, we started in 2018, so still fairly new. In the first year alone, we were able to reach 160,000 learners in over 250 schools across South Africa. And I think to date, we've managed to reach over 1,500 schools across the country. So that's over 1,500 janitors trained. And what's really great about this program is that not only have we been able to send out facilitators and trainers to train janitors, we've also been able to send out research workers to really measure the impact of the program. So they go in before the training begins and a couple of months after to kind of track the progress, track how janitors are responding to what we've taught them. And from the data we've collected throughout the years, it's very clear to see the difference that this program is having in schools. And so the natural next step for us is just to work to scale and grow this program to be able to reach more schools and more learners.
Every school, we can do it. Let's reinforce this entire conversation with the importance of maintaining hygienic toilets in school. Why is this actually so vital?
I think for me, the answer to this is a really simple one. Cleaner toilets mean a brighter future. Can you just imagine, like, being in school and having to use like a dangerous toilet.
Pit latrine, yeah, that
And then-
could kill you.
And still being expected to learn and grow and progress in that environment, I don't think any of us would do well or excel or flourish. And so the truth is, our children cannot thrive in that environment. We've seen the stats. We know that 1 in 10 children have reported that they will miss school on purpose to avoid using the toilets. We know that 90% of learners have said that they've been negatively impacted by the state of their school toilets, not only physically, but emotionally and psychologically. And on the contrast is that we also know that where the janitor program has been implemented, we've seen that children use the toilets 25% more, and that enables them to concentrate better on their schoolwork. And so it's clear that there is a link between safe sanitation and access to education. Recently, we had a janitor who we trained in our 2021 program who said to us, through our program, she's realized that her job is not just cleaning toilets. Her job is securing the future of this country by enabling children to learn. And that's exactly it. That's exactly why.
Give her a raise. Give her a raise. I absolutely love it. Maybe this is a good exercise for a lot of us to understand privilege. Just imagine what it's like to not actually even bother going to school because you are so terrified to use the bathroom. The bottom line is, together we can be unstoppable and change the narrative. So every time you and I shop Domestos in store, R1 from every bottle sold will go towards safer toilets for 1 million learners here in South Africa. So let's play our part.